Hey y'all, welcome back to Babeinlibrary. It's your girl Lisa, and today we're going to do my unhaul video for the year 2023. I'm going to be unhauling 15 books this go around in support of clearing off some books on my shelves that I just either no longer have the interest of reading or that I've read and they've just kind of been meh for me and I know that I won't read them again. So in support of making sure I have homes for these books, I'm going to go through each one of them and talk about either why I DNF them or why I'm no longer interested in them. First being Love, Hate, Clickbait by Liz Bowery. Now, I did actually start reading this one earlier this year. I wound up DNFing it pretty quickly. This is a male-male, rivals to lovers, workplace romance that is in a political setting. The two main characters are supporting the candidate who is in the running for the Senate. Now, their candidate has said some untoward things in relation to the LGBT community, which these two men are a part of, and she uses them as a political ploy in order to say that she is down for the community. Hey, look, these are two of my employees. They are falling in love with one another. They're actually not. She's just using this to advance her campaign.
Or really clean up her mess.
But she says, hey, look, I am very tolerant. Look at these two people that I work closely with. Don't you see the love and support? I'm cheering them on, and this is what I mean to use my platform for. Let me tell you, I am not a fan of this. She says, the candidate that is, says some stereotypical things about the LGBT community, talking about how gays are good with fashion and how gays are good with hair and so on and so forth. And she continues to dig this hole that she uses these two men to pull her out of. And I could not get past it to be able to even see the love for the characters and the way in which they build up amongst themselves. From what I read early on, it gave me the ick and I just knew I couldn't continue. The next book is a book that I am very surprised that I'm getting rid of this, but it is kind of like a series that I have completed. I know I'm not going to go back towards this book, and that is going to be Lauren Asher's The Final Offer. First and foremost, I know I'm not going to reread this because it is super thick, and the feelings that I felt towards Callahan and Alana's relationship was just kind of middle of the road. Like I said in the video that I'll link up above, there's nothing that's going to beat the fine print for me. And so just knowing that that's probably where I will start and end the series, I just feel like this doesn't need to be on my shelf anymore. I loved Callahan in my least favorite book, Terms and Conditions. And I was hoping that this romance between him and Alana, which is a second chance childhood friends to lovers story, was going to give me the redemption that I needed for the series. However, it just left me feeling, it happened. By no means is this a bad book. I truly believe that someone is going to love this. And so I don't want to hoard it on my shelves any longer when I know someone is looking for this book and wanting to read it. So I'm going to go ahead and give this away. Now, this next book I have mixed emotions about. I think I had recency bias once I initially read it. I was swept up in the hype of it. It is something that the longer I sit with it, the more I'm like, I'm never going to reread it. I don't want the author to sign it. I know someone else is going to love it. Let me just reshelve it. That is going to be The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Now, Ali Hazelwood in this book took the reading community by storm. I don't know if it was the Kyla Ren fanfic of it all. I don't know if it was the first time people really started to pay attention to women in STEM. But this book here was one of the ones that had the buzz going all around it, and I had to get my hands on it. After reading it, I was like, okay, well, it's funny. It's kind of cute. I love the fake dating. Let's see where this goes. We aren't supposed to like one another, but we do type deal. But the longer I sat with this, one, I was kind of upset that people were talking about this quite a bit, but did not mention a content warning or a trigger warning, which wasn't a trigger for me, but it was one of the things that it kind of just like capped in my mind, like, oh, you girls are not marketing this correctly. Like, there's some things that we're neglecting to say, and I sat with that for a little bit too long. By no means do I say that this is a bad book. I actually enjoyed it, and even looking back at it, I still can see really good things about it. I just know that It's not something that I want to have on my shelves going forward. It's not something that I'm going to continue to read or look back on. So I'm going to give it away. This next one is a true surprise for me. I saw someone reading this and they absolutely loved it. They were speaking highly about it. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to get it. I'm probably going to like it as well. It is a You've Got Mail retelling. What could go wrong? That is You Again by Kate Gobeck. Now, this is a recent release, and I believe it was up for a nomination for the Goodreads romance category this year, which
we're not going to get into it.
This one right here, it was okay. There were parts that I really, really liked. I obviously loved the ending. I thought that was super creative, super cute. It definitely had some funny moments about it. This is the opposite attract, like I said, a retelling or reimagining of You've Got Mail. This is absolutely hilarious. However, the female main character kind of bothered me a little bit, and they really, couldn't get it together when it came to the relationship in which they wanted to be in and their emotions. I just know that this is not something that I'm going to reread again. I believe because it has so much hype, this is something someone else is going to really enjoy. And so I'm going to go ahead and remove it from my shelves and hope that it finds a better home. Now, this next one, I am deeply hurt about. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't going to like it. And I truly did not like it. That's going to be Katrina Jackson's Pink Slip. Now, I plan on reading more from this author. I just know that this one in the series wasn't for me. Now, this is the first in this Spy Who Loved Me series. This is an FFM romance novella. Come on. We don't get enough FFMs. And so I figured this is going to be the one for me. This is a spy romance between a male and female spy who are married, and they find interest in their new secretary. Now, this has a little bit of mystery and intrigue. There is some additional plots that you see go on with the spies. However, the more I read it, the more I disliked it. It seemed very unrealistic that these three would work. A lot of the dynamics between the three just didn't really sit well with me, and I've got to get rid of it because, again, I don't want to keep things on my shelves that I either had a really negative reaction to it, I did not like, and I just won't read it again. I'm hoping to read more from Katrina Jackson because I have a true feeling in my bone that something she writes I'm going to love. I think there was another character in the story that I would like a little bit more than that. So if I can find it, I will be reading it. I've got an entire series on my giveaway pile that I do want to make mention of. Now, these were gifted to me from Dark and Quirky, I want to believe, that I absolutely think are stunning and gorgeous. They are big, chunky books. They are fae romances, I want to say. That is going to be the Zodiac Boys or I don't really know. I'll put the title up here. Look at this. This first one is Dark Fae. It is gorgeous. It has this dark core. So this is the first in the series. Absolutely stunning. Has beautiful interior pages if I can find it. Look at this. Stunning interior pages. This first one is about 500 pages, and they only get bigger from there. First and foremost, I haven't heard the best things about this series, so I know that I probably won't read it. It gets bigger as it goes. So this is the first one that's Dark Fae. You've got Savage Fae. Look at this gentleman. He is a dragon. Really, I would think that I would love these, but I'm not interested. This is Vicious Fae. He is a golden boy, and he is a lion. Super cute. This next one, again, they get heavier. This is going to be Broken Fae. I believe he is some sort of winged creature. We love winged creatures. I just know I'm not. Now, this last one is a chunker. It's almost 1,000 pages. It is a weapon. Look at this. It is a serpent book. This is going to be Warrior Fae. Look, just look. This is a certified weapon. I know, like I said, I'm probably not going to read any of these, and I don't want to continue to hoard them on my shelves. They are signed. This is by Carolyn Peckham and Susan Valenti. So I'm hoping that someone has been searching and praying and wishing. These were gifted to me, so I feel like it's my duty to pass it forward. So I'm going to go ahead and unhaul these while they're still hot. and hope that someone finds it and loves it. These next 5 books are older books. So the first one I have is Black Sexual Politics. This is by Patricia Hill Collins. This is actually a book that I had when I was in college, and it was for my Black history studies. This is a textbook kind of book, and I'm not really a fan of textbook reading. This is all about how Black people are overly sexualized, what it does for us in terms of the media and music videos, things in terms of the politics of being a Black body and how it relates to our sexualization. It goes all the way back into slavery. This sounds like would be extremely interested, but again, I hate textbook information reading, and I just know that I'm not going to read this. So I'm going to go ahead and unshelve that. Now this next one was supposed to be on my 12 for 12. It's fairly old. I have no interest in reading it anymore. That is going to be Easy by Tamara Weber. I believe this is a dark romance, college setting, new adult book. It's not going to happen. This dates back to, I believe, like 2012. I just don't have an interest in this. I know it was on my 12 for 12. Again, going to go ahead and unhaul this. You will not be seeing this in that video. Similarly, I had a video concept for reading the oldest book on my shelf, which was going to be Kendar Blake's Anti-Goddess. This one came out probably in 2011, 2012. Still sounds like it's interesting if I want to pick it up. I know my library has a copy. This is a Greek god and goddesses story in terms of their warring from one another. This is the female main character is, I believe, an oracle, and she is in the midst of this entire war, and people are using her in this battle. But the longer it sits on my shelves, the longer I am going to procrastinate, and I'm going to say that I'm not going to read it. So let's just go ahead and remove it. And if I feel like picking it up, I know my library has a copy. This last one, again, is an older series that I just have absolutely no interest in reading. That's going to be Laini Taylor's Daughter of Smoke and Bone and The Blood Starlight. These two pretty much are a goner for me. I think I'm well past the time. I believe these are both young adult books as well, which I am far past that reading, especially when it comes to young adult fantasy that has grown so much. Now, trust me, I still read young adult fantasy. I still enjoy the genre. I just know that these probably haven't aged well enough for me to continue to read them. And I hear that the series kind of tapers off at the end and does a really big dive plummet. So I'm going to remove these because who has time to start a series that they know they're not going to love? So that being said, I'm going to ask you all to do me a favor. Leave me, if there is a feather emoji, leave me some sort of feather emoji because a lot of these books have feathers on them. So leave me a feather emoji and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.